We are now just 157 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, just over 5 months until we finally get to see the final installment of the sequel trilogy and exactly what J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as George Lucas, have in store for the fans around the world. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is very important to Disney and Lucasfilm, and they are trying their very best in order to really mark this film down as the best film of the sequel trilogy, in order to really make up for the backlash that was received with The Last Jedi. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting and intriguing. Now, specifically, what's really interesting about all of this is that it's described that one of the scenes that were filmed during the months of October and November of 2018 over in Cardington involved the massive land battle between the First Order and the Resistance. It's described that nearly all of the cast members were on set for the scene to band together and fight the First Order. It's described that one set, 2 costume designs were being used on 2 unnamed actors, where both the designs of the outfits were dubbed as AT and EB. Each costume heavily resembles Ahsoka's white robe at the end of Rebels Season 4, with the similar, if not the same staff next to the costume design, while the other resembles Ezra's traditional green outfit with a vest of armor this time. It said that these 2 costume designs are being used for 2 important cameos in the film that hardcore fans will notice very quickly. It said that these costume designs were both used on a male and female actor for a pivotal scene in the 3rd act of the film. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, these are of course the biggest hints and or indicators of Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano being present in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And after all, we do know that in this film, the Resistance needs all the help that they can get. That's one of the big points about this movie, is that we're going to see creatures and different species and different factions from all corners of the galaxy really combining in order to fight the First Order and take down Supreme Leader Ren and his order. So what I like about this is that this by far is the biggest hint of Ezra and Ahsoka Tano being in Episode 9. Now, the costume designs themselves are dubbed as AT and, of course, EB, obviously standing for Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano without a doubt. Now, one of which is described to be a white-like robe with a white staff next to it. If you guys have watched the very end of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, there is a sequence in which we do see Ahsoka Tano. A lot of people call her Ahsoka the White because she wears the white robes and she even has the staff. Very kind of much like Gandalf in, of course, the Lord of the Rings films. So, what I like about this, though, is that this is basically telling us that these are 2 important cameos, and that definitely lines directly up with that, of course, being Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano. And not only that, these are cameos that hardcore fans will notice very quickly. So, with that being said, this film, we do know that J.J. Abrams had a lot of discussions with Dave Filoni, the showrunner of Star Wars Rebels, and a lot of people are always wondering as to why would J.J. Abrams be talking to Dave Filoni for, of course, a live-action Star Wars movie that J.J. was working on. And now you can really see where all of those discussions actually went for the actual film itself, was of course to really match the continuity and to really make this movie feel interconnected, not just with the prequels and the originals, but also the Star Wars Rebels series, as well as Star Wars The Clone Wars. And what's really exciting about this specific scene is that it's said to take place on the battlefield of the First Order, some world, some unknown world, mind you, over in the Outer Rim. And we're not exactly sure, what planet this is, or if it's the original home of the First Order. That's not a big, clear thing right now. But one thing that we do know is that there is going to be this massive land battle where all of our favorite heroes and all of the different heroes that we have gotten used to in the sequel trilogy will actually be taking a role in this massive fight. So you're going to have Lando Calrissian there, you're going to have Leia involved, you're going to have Finn, Poe, and Rey, Kylo and his knights are going to be there on the battlefield. I mean, it's going to be an intense sequence, and I think that we got a brief glimpse of this, I believe, in the teaser trailer when we do see Kylo Ren taking down those creatures that are said to be the pirates of Maz Kanata's crew, down to the ground. So, moving on from all of this, This really does raise a lot of questions. Are we going to get lightsaber action between both Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano if they are to be extended sequences? Now that to me I think would really make the fans cheer and go wild and crazy and really recapture what Star Wars fans want to feel, and that is the feeling of excitement. If you guys like The Last Jedi, that's perfectly fine, but I feel that a lot of people had issues with that movie, and that feeling of excitement wasn't really as present as it was with The Force Awakens or even some of the prequel movies out there in, of course, the late 90s into the early 2000s. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.